Hi, it's Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. It's about 5:58 a.m. in the morning. And again, I'm sitting here in my little 8 by 10 steel room. Um, Earlier, I went to the restroom, yes, washed my face, didn't brush my teeth, and came back to my bed, and I was speaking to my spirit guides, my ancestors, the angels, Thoth, any other consciousness, awareness that I'm unaware of. And I say these things that I'm talking to them because I've been told, I've been informed that they're around me. Really, I don't feel it, I don't see it, but it makes sense. There's a part of me, a logical sense and a feeling sense, that feels that it is real, though I don't see it. Honestly, I don't feel it. I don't sense it. So I just speak to them. So most of the time, I pretty much ignore them. I forget that they exist. I'm just going through my life, but then something happens, and then I'm aware, or I have a question, and then I'll address them, so to speak. So this morning, I came back and I was talking to them just kind of about the way I'm feeling about things. And, I said it was 5:58, so I didn't turn on the light. And I guess I'll keep talking until the light outside eventually brightens the room and you can see my face. But oh my gosh, that'll be like so long. And I'm planning, once this is done, to paste it onto TikTok. And hopefully it's under an hour so that I can post it on TikTok. But I was telling them, my entourage, so to speak, that there's a desire in me, ego, wanting to post something. And I guess it's wanting to let you know where I'm at right now. I can feel my eyes watering, which you're unable to see. But right now, I'm in a very beautiful, calm, knowing position. Most important thing for me is that I truly know who I am. I love myself. I know that in this world, this reality, which there are so many narratives about why this world is the way it is. All 8.7 billion people have a narrative for why the world is the way it is. And it's very fascinating, amazing, to think of so many different possibilities of why the world is the way it is. But for me, the fact that I know who I am, the fact that I love myself, the fact that I know no matter what comes to my life, whether good or bad, I will still be happy. I will still be content. I will not complain. I will not whine. I will just be. And the fact is, as I was telling my entourage, my posse, so to speak, is that there are so many reasons for why, possibilities of why the world is the way it is. Depending on how you grew up, what your current thought process is, there's so many possibilities. Reality is there's only one truth, and I know for a fact that I, this divine soul living in this human vessel, will never know that truth 100% until either I in this human vessel regain all my knowledge of who I am. Because even if someone informs me, like an angel, like literally speaks to me, or another of the conscious beings, which we might call alien or extraterrestrial, even then I won't fully believe. To be honest, I only believe myself. I would only believe when all the memories that I forgot, so to speak, or were removed from me, or were blocked from me remembering to enter this existence. Only when I remember who I fully am will I believe. That truth. So I've pretty much lost a desire to find out so-called truth of how things came to be. I'm just concentrating on myself and in this world, and I'm concentrating on the lower end aspect, not the higher spiritual aspect. I'm just concentrating that in this current reality, me as a divine soul living in this human vessel, what is most important for me right now, today, and every day moving thereforth, is that when I wake up, I am grateful. Grateful that I woke up, because so many people don't wake up. That is a gift that is given freely to me. So when I wake up, I am grateful that my eyes are awake. The second thing I'm aware of is my feelings, my body. When I woke up this morning, I woke up, my eyes woke up, and then I felt the stiffness in my fingers, predominantly my left hand, then my right hand, the inflammatory arthritis that I have, and then my joints in my knees, and the stiffness in my feet. I felt that, the stiffness, and you would call it pain, but just made me aware that I can feel, which is part of the senses. I feel it so strongly, that stiffness in my hands and my knee joints and my feet, which just proves that I have that sense, which you would call pain. Also, I'm 55 years old. As I was 19 years old, I lost my two nephews. Feeling emotional, and nostrils, the mucus is coming out. But when I was 19 years old, I lost my two nephews, Torino Panisi Aguilar and Christopher Panisi Aguilar. I was 19, Terry was 18, and Chris, I believe, was 16 years old. My nephew Terry was picking up my nephew Chris from Great America, where he had worked, and they were driving. Terry drove them home to Morgan Hill, where they lived on Santa Teresa, and they got struck by an RV, and they both died from it. That devastated me. And at that time, I was about to enter San Jose State University. I entered San Jose State University to study philosophy, and I was having horrible grades. I think from De Anza College, I was like a 1.9, like the minimum, the lowest like you could get to graduate from De Anza College. But I wanted to study philosophy, and ended up I didn't finish because I started sleeping in lectures, and um, I got severe joint pain. Like my fingers became like an arthritic old man, like my grandfather Tolo. I didn't have the energy to move, to walk, to wake up. So it took several years for them to diagnose what I had. And it was later diagnosed as a systemic erythematosus lupus. And then on for like the next 10 years or so, I was just being treated for my systemic erythematosus lupus, but I had the lower end of it, and I just became a babysitter and whatnot. Eventually went to work, and I'm just kind of fast speed forward because I love to talk, and this could take hours, and I'm quite aware that I only have 60 minutes. So basically, fast forward to 2026. Where I was living, fast forward to January 2024, I was living in Vegas. Fast forward to February 2024, I was living in Las Vegas. I had my own duplex. I had just moved in. I had a job which I loved, which I think I was only getting paid $19.50, but I loved it. Had no, it's like what you call brainless job, where I was just working as an operation associate for Blue Labs. It's a company that makes dental guards for people who grind their teeth, and my job was just to check the dental guard, make sure it fit the specification, pull up the order, and then if it was according to the customer's specifications, I printed up a label, put the dental guard in an envelope, and then put on the label and put it in a bag for a pickup. So that was it. Very easy, like brainless, but I loved it. No telephone communication with customers or speak with anyone, and I could wear headphones and listen to music. But then suddenly I was struck with inflammatory arthritis in both hands, which incapacitated me and left me unable to work, to drive. So I came here to my family. I lived with my brother Sione and his wife Lola in their Santa Clara 2-bedroom apartment. Was treated and applied for Social Security disability. I wanted to be added to my brother Sione and his wife's lease, but for some reason they were against it. They didn't want the hassle, but according to legalities, a 2-bedroom, there would be no reason for the landlord, the owner, to raise the rent because it's within legalities, for another person to live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 2-bathroom, 1.5 bathroom apartment. But for some reason they resisted that idea, so I got it like they don't want me to live with them for whatever reason. So I moved out into a homeless shelter on December 2024. But there was also the idea, though, that even if I stayed with them and applied like for assistance from the government, which I had been applying for, that I would get housing sooner if I lived, like actually became a homeless person in that way. And it wasn't, it was like, conveyed that I could, go and apply whatever, but I could always come and like stay during the day at the apartment and then just go and sleep at the shelter. But I felt it. They didn't want me there. So I moved out there, and then initially where I moved out there was just a shelter just for the cold months for females. So I would stay there from December until March 2025, and then I moved to the shelter where I'm currently living at 2566 Leghorn Street, Mountain View, California, where I'm currently staying. So I moved here March 2025, and I'm still living here. I did get approved for Social Security Disability in January of this year, so I get 1,569. So I'm living here. I'm waiting for an affordable studio. With my income, it's kind of hard to qualify for a one bedroom, but so I'm living here waiting for like a studio apartment to open up, which rent like 800 or 900, so that I could move there. But I do have income. And let me just say, the reason why I say the address is not for you to seek me out. It's just to show you that this is real, and I have no fear or embarrassment of saying my address, my name. I'm just saying these things as facts, not for you to like, oh, she wants us to look us up. Oh, she wants us to send her money. No, it's not that. I just want to say this is real. This is where I live. This is actually human. It's not me doing this for views. I'm just saying it's real. And I have no shame in saying this address, and no expectations from you, whether you believe it or not. So I lived here, but going back a little is that besides the lupus, I also have high blood pressure. I also have a tendency for low platelets. I've had blood clots in my feet, like 2 or 3 times. So I had to take warfarin for it and get checked regularly, like every 2 weeks or so, to make sure that the dosage I'm getting for the warfarin is appropriate. So with everything that happened to me in March 31st, 2026, which is when this journey started for me. After like in April, I was informed per YouTube video, per one of the Christian videos, that God had conveyed to Archangel Michael to do divine surgery on me. So sometime in April, I was told per the video that I was watching, that Archangel Michael was performing divine surgery on me and healing. So yeah, I know what you're thinking. It's whack, it's off. Yes, I get it, but for me, it made sense. So after that day, I think 2 days later or a day later, I had a doctor's appointment coming up, and I was going through my things in my 8x10 room, and I had all these medications I was taking. And then I suddenly realized, oh, you were told that you were like, God is healing you. And so my first thought is, God is healing you. What are you taking all these medications for? So then I like Googled up how to like dispose of medication, because I didn't want to wait to go to the hospital to dispose of my pills in that little dispensers that they have at the hospital. So it said as long as I fill it up, the bottles with water, I could close it and then safely dispense of it. So I grabbed water and I hurriedly opened all my pill bottles, poured water in it, and then I blacked out my name on the prescription bottles, and then I threw it in the trash. In such relief, I felt like, finally, now I never ever have to take any pills. And you don't know, like, it took quite a space, and it's quite heavy to carry the bag of pills that I was taking. So I was also taking gabapentin. I have, now the term eludes me, medical term eludes me, on my feet, which sometimes come. It was bad in Bellingham, Washington, but here it wasn't so bad once in a while. So I was taking gabapentin, but I decided to throw all those pills. And then the very next day, I had an appointment with a kidney specialist. And they asked, "What are your pills that you're taking?" And I said, "No pills." And then, it was the medical assistant, and it was a resident that first came and seen after the medical assistant, resident that saw me. And then she went and she pulled the doctor, and then I explained my situation, that it was because Archangel Michael told me that he was performing divine surgery on me, that I stopped taking the pills. And I know how out of whack it sounds. Get it? Like, I know how whack it sounds. Like me, well, I would never have thought of whack, but anyway, I get it. So whatever you're thinking, like, I get it. I only have empathy for you. I understand what you're thinking. But yeah, and she didn't, I said it was my personal beliefs, and she just wanted me to know that because I stopped taking the pills, like if I decided to take it again, some pills might not work as they should because I stopped taking them, and would be more difficult, like they'll have to like find other things. She was very nice about it, and she didn't give like ooh whatever. And I just said, I understand that me making my choice, there's a big possibility with making my choice that I would soon be living this existence sooner rather than later. And I was okay with it. So she accepted it. And then she said, if ever I change my mind, and that they wouldn't need to monitor me, but if I ever change my mind, I could contact for appointments. So she was very nice about it. But she did say that I should let my doctors know. And I kind of felt like there wasn't necessarily a need for me to let them know, because I thought I would just wait for my regular doctor appointments, when it was regularly scheduled, to see my primary physician and my doctor who was following me for my inflammatory arthritis, who was my rheumatologist. But she said I should let them know. So what I did was I just sent a text message through the online portal to my primary physician, and then asked her to if she could inform my rheumatologist of that fact. And then that was it. I don't refuse to see them, but I just choose not to take any medications. And since then, I've seen a urologist who I informed her of my choice. Then I've also seen a dermatologist, because I have psoriasis. I had psoriasis in my vaginal area and my scalp, and it was treated, and the vagina complete, and that they said it was possibly part of the inflammatory arthritis, but the vaginal cleared up immediately after treatment creams and never came back. The scalp was treated and immediately, but then it came back up, but just being treated with the shampoo, it stopped. And so at this point, I stopped taking the medication since April 2nd. And to date, I haven't taken any medication, creams or whatnot to treat any of my issues. But the last month, slowly, I've been feeling this stiffness in my joints, in my hands, and my knees. I've been feeling stiffness. I don't want to call it pain, because it's not pain. It's just stiffness. It's just stiffness, and makes it difficult. Here's my hands. It's difficult for me to bend, which was my problem with my inflammatory arthritis. My left hand was affected the most, that I couldn't really bend it. But before, when I was still taking the pills, I couldn't bend it. It was still like this, but I wouldn't feel any stiffness or pain when I did this, right? but now I feel that stiffness. It's stiff, like literally stiff. So I feel that sensation of stiffness, which I didn't have, and this has gotten like the last month. It's gradually increased, and then here comes the point: is that because I also have a logical mind, is like could be duh. No, there was no divine healing. But to be honest with you, since I was told that Archangel Michael was performing divine surgery on me, stuff has been going on in my body. Like literally, I could feel stuff happening. I don't know what was happening, but I could literally feel stuff was happening within my body. And currently, I think I weigh about once. I haven't weighed myself, but I think I'm like 165 or whatever. And before this, like March 31st, I was like 182 pounds. Like, yeah, 182 pounds. And like I said, I'm a sloth, couch potato at heart. So I don't like exercise. I love walking, but so I gained a lot of weight. And, I have a voracious appetite. But since I was told that in April, like, and I'm also before April, I had made a conscious decision to make healthier choices in eating and to actually wait until I felt hungry before eating. And so since April 1st, like literally my desire for food has decreased. And I have no willpower. Let me tell you, like when I was first diagnosed with lupus, they told me, I did research and I found out that I could beat lupus if I went like the all vegetarian or raw fruit and veggie, because people had done it. But I knew then I didn't have the willpower or the desire to do it because I would not be able to eat all the foods that I love to eat. So I said no, I wouldn't go that route because I knew I didn't have the willpower. But like since April of 2026, let me tell you, I still don't have the willpower. Like, and it's not me wanting, I wanted to lose those extra pounds, but I didn't want to put the effort of exercising. And I was okay with the pounds, being what they were because I put them on my body. But honestly, since April 1st, I have not consciously made a decision not to eat to lose weight, but I have been losing weight. And the thing is somehow my desire for food, which I still love and to look at, and I can go to menus and just pour over the food, like, I still love to eat, but I don't have that desire to consume food. Like I can have two apples and an orange and bananas, and literally the bananas will go bad or the apple will get shriveled, and I'll eat when I get around to it, I'll eat it or I'll just discard it. But I don't have the desire to eat that used to be so prevalent, so strong in me. And I've lost all this weight, and people like said, oh, you've lost a lot of weight. But the thing is, I haven't done it consciously. I haven't been like, oh, I'm not going to eat, I want to be skinny. No, because hello, that's not me. That's not me. It's just I don't have a desire for food that I used to have. I don't, but I'm quite aware that I need to eat. And so when I choose to eat, I make healthy, conscious choices that I eat. But every once in a while, like last week, I had my dinner for one day was at Taco Bell was the super nacho Bel Grande. That's not healthy, but I had that for dinner and I had it with plain water. But that was my dinner. But most of the time, I choose to eat healthier choices versus what I used to eat, and I don't eat the food that's given to me by the shelter. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it just doesn't feel right for me to eat the food. Everyone, like if they have fruits and like watermelon, I'll get that, or certain fruits I'll get that, but I don't eat the meals that they offer. And that's a good thing about the shelter. They offer 3 meals. They offer frozen breakfast, cereal, sometimes for breakfast, and bread. And then, they typically it's hot meals during lunch and breakfast, but sometimes it's like, meals that have been refrigerated so you warm up. But typically they offer warm meals, not hot, but warm meals, lunch or dinner. So that's a good thing about the shelter. They offer you 3 meals a day, so you don't lose out for food. But me personally, since April, I really haven't eaten much of their food. I've been purchasing my own food with the 1,569. I have the ability. Before that, I didn't have the ability. I would have to eat their meals. They're not exactly the healthiest choices, but they're food. They keep you alive, you know. So yeah, I've lost weight, but it's not intentional. And like, I've started going to the gym because my upper body is so weak. But like, I just like I have to take like 2 buses to get to the 2 buses to get to the YMCA. So it's like, and I'm not really a big fan of exercise per se. I like to go to the Zumba class there, but like I'm not big exercise. But I'm aware like my arms are like whatever. But the thing is, I've lost all this weight, but it wasn't intentional. Like I told you, since April, when I was informed that Michael was doing divine surgery, I feel inside me, my cell's body, something has been happening, and I've lost all this weight, but it's not intentional. It's like, I'm grateful for it because like I'm a slob. It's like, wow, lose weight without doing anything, sign me up. And somehow that dream came true for me, is that I've lost all this weight without any effort on my part, just being the sloth, lazy couch potato that I've been. But I am very aware. I need to treat my body, and loving myself, I need to treat my body nicely, take my body out for walks, exercise my body, put the proper nutrients into my body. But every once in a while, I will have like that Nacho Bel Grande, and I'm treating myself. One day soon, I will have like a shake, like a strawberry shake or like a chocolate shake, with the In-N-Out burger and the fries. I don't really like the In-N-Out fries, but that's just the fresh. Like one of these days, I'll have a not so healthy meal of that, but I don't know when. Seriously, that desire is not so strong in me. That's a stronger desire for the Nacho Bel Grande at Taco Bell, but I haven't eaten. There's like the 2 nearest fast foods is like Taco Bell and Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I've also been eating like salads from Chipotle, which is there. And yesterday I bought myself a guitar for my guitar lessons, and next to the guitar place there's this taco truck, Mexican truck, food truck, and I bought myself like a chicken burrito, and quite big. Like I haven't eaten a burrito in like over a year, so I got that, and I came back and I had that for dinner last night, and like I ate it, but I didn't eat the bottom layer. I just, and then ate that, and then like I woke up. Well, then I had to woke up this morning. I had to go to the restroom, and to be honest, like I farted. Like they opened the door, like farted, one fart, and then I was walking. I was like fart. I have no shame in telling you this. Everybody farts, but anyway, I was thinking to myself, my God, that burrito, like. The typical ingredients of a burrito are like the meat. I chose chicken, rice, beans, some veggies, right? But I was like, what is in that burrito? That I was like going fart. And I think I understand. It's because I've been eating so healthy that probably my body, which hasn't been since April, hasn't been exposed to like really like food that's not necessarily, because mainly I've been in eating like just veggies, pastas, minimal meat. Honestly, I've been eating minimal meat because I'm just making healthier choices. But like that far, it was like, oh my gosh, embarrassing, but like felt good to release it. But yeah, so I digress. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, um, I still have the stiffness of whatever in my body. And whether I'll be healed or not, like now, logically, my mind said, well, you ain't been healed though. But the thing is, I'm not going to take pills. I'm frankly sick and tired of taking those pills. And I know, like, the fact is, if I'm not, divine healing hasn't happened to my body, and I have all these issues, likelihood is that I will be exiting sooner rather than later, and probably possibly with a lot more pain and whatever. Instead of me saying stiffness, like, I'll probably actually feel pain, intense pain. But the reality is, I'm not gonna take any more pills. I'm just tired of it. And if it causes me to have pain and whatever, I'll endure it. And if it causes me to live this world sooner than later, I'm up for it. It's my choice. I'm just tired of taking these pills and then have to wonder, did I take this pill? And then lugging them around, renewing them, and then just the side effects of that. So nah, I don't. I don't regret my decision. I'll stick with it, even if there's been no divine healing. It's okay, but something has been happening. I've lost all this weight without me working at it. And if you know me, I am like such a lazy person. Like, nah, like to lose weight, nah. So that's one thing I'm grateful for the divine, for source, for a universe, is that I'm thankful that I lost this weight, because that was a burden on me. My podiatrist told me I have calluses on my feet, that if I lost weight, that would ease the pressure on my body. And that has eased a lot of the pressure on my body, that weight that I was carrying. And now I can wear clothes, and it fits the way I want it to fit. And I like that. I don't have that rubbing when I wear pants. When I used to wear shorts, that rubbing, chafing between your legs, upper thighs, when that fat just mixing against each other. So I don't have that. It feels good to like not carry that additional burden. So just wanted to share that with you. But the other aspect is, I'm just going to digress, is that what I just want to focus on in this life is that right now I'm at 90% realization, knowing that it is enough, that when I wake up, that is a gift, that I have all my senses, the stiffness, that is a gift that I have, and that every day I wake up, and that is a gift. And also the realization that I personally, Tuakase Panisi, have always lived an abundant and prosperous life. And for me, abundant and prosperous means I have the 3 basic necessities for human life to prosper, thrive, or not prosper, thrive, depending on the individual. I always had safe shelter. I always had food. I always had warm clothing. All my life I've had that. And honestly, I think majority of the world has that. But I'm not talking about the world, because I can't change the world. All I can change is me. I'm just talking about myself. Tuakase Panisi 55 is that what is most important for me is just to realize that I have always lived in abundance and prosperous life, which are just the 3 basic necessities that a human body needs to survive, flourish, or choose not to survive or flourish. It's like an experiment. You take a subject, you put it in an environment, and you say, I want this subject matter to thrive. I want this test subject to thrive. What do I need to give it to thrive? So I give it food, I give it self-shelter, I give it warm clothing, because this subject can't withstand the elements of the elements just by their skin. So you give them those 3 things, and then you watch and you observe, like, okay, they're going to thrive, are they going to flourish? And it's just like when I was sitting for bus 40 to go to Walmart on Regsdorf Avenue, there's these pines bushes like across on the opposite side, like eight or 12 or whatever of them. and they're all under direct sunlight, and the growths are different. Some are stunted, some are tall, some are bent, different shapes and directions, and you would think like they're in the same environment, they should get this grow the same, but no, they're different, right? Some are stunted, some are growing sideways, some are growing whatever. And so it's fascinating. That's just like us humans, we're given the basic elements for to thrive. Like we're given shelter, food, clothing, but we diverge in so many ways, right? And with the plants, the pines, it's because underneath the ground, there's there one area might be good fertile soil, another area might be rocky, whatever. And then there's also the position where they're standing under the sunlight. Here they might got more sunlight, here less sunlight. And then when the wind blows and how it affects them, whether it moves in a certain direction, the rain and the sunlight hits. And then when the rain falls, falling on the ground, whether it falls in areas and seeps in, and falls and it just slides down. So all these various factors, just like us humans, right? So what I want to concentrate every day, my priority in this life, is just realizing how fortunate I am to be alive, to have these gifts every day before I'm even really started my day, just in my bed, just waking up, or in your floor. When you wake up and you feel all these sensations, you have all your senses. Majority of people have their senses. That's a gift. I want to concentrate on that. And right now I'm at 90% awareness, knowing that when I wake up, all my life, I've lived a life of prosperity and abundance. We equivocate it with like, abundance and prosperity, and then love, affection. And it's really cold. Like that term is scientific. Like it's really cold. It has nothing to do with love, emotion. It's just what is the bare necessity for a subject to thrive, like a human vessel to thrive. And it's basic food, shelter, and clothing. And majority of us humans have those three basic necessities. It's up to us to thrive, nourish, or not to thrive, not to go down, right? It's up to us, the individual. But we give it, like, it's up to the culture, it's up to our parents, it's up to this, whatever. We give it all the reasons why we don't thrive or why we're doing horribly. The reality is, it's our choice. But a lot of people don't think they have a choice. As I did too, but I digress. But what I want to focus is that I want to realize that for myself, like 100%. Now I'm at 90%, and that's what I'm focused on right now. I'm not worried about the origin of why the world the way it is and what my purpose in this world is, and blah, blah, blah. There's plenty of other people doing that. I'm focused on just getting it through my brain, through my soul, that I've always lived a prosperous and abundant life. I was born into a prosperous, abundant life, which has nothing to do with the emotion part. I was born into abundant, prosperous life. So I want to get that so that I get it 100%. Now I'm at 90%. But I want to know it. And then also the fact that I know myself. I love myself. I cherish myself. I treat myself better. I love myself. I pamper myself. I rest my body. I take my body for walks. I feed my body good food. It's like how you treat your pet. Like, those, I remember those little video games when they first got out, like those little games where you had a pet on your phone and you would like take your pet. Well, it's like, I love my body, I care for my body, I intentionally feed good food to my body, I sing songs to my body, I love my son, I treat my body better. Like I signed myself up for like a $350 haircut like in 2 weeks. And I know you're like, lady, you're only getting $1,569, you don't even have a home and you're giving yourself a $350 haircut. Yeah, I'm giving myself $350 haircut because I deserve it. This body is so beautiful, so it deserves a beautiful haircut. It deserves it. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I get it. But wait until you get to my point of view and then talk to me then. But I know when you get to my point of view, you'll be like, lady, $350 ain't good enough. Give yourself a $1,000 haircut. But I digress. But yes, I signed myself up for a $350 haircut in like about 2 weeks, because this life is for me to live, and that's all I'm concentrating on, is just loving myself more, hugging myself more, because it is enough just to be me and to realize that I'm lovable, I'm wonderful, I'm fantastic just the way I am, and love everybody, every bit of myself. So that's what I'm focusing on, because now I'm like at 90%, and just treating others the way I've always treated people, the way I want to be treated. That's the way I treat people. Uh, but I have to admit, like now at 55, before I was the type that was always compelled to speak to people, to cheer them up, always compelled. But now I'm like, because I've come to the realization, hey, people are where they're at not because of no strange evil forces or demonic forces or evil extraterrestrials. They're here in their life where they're at in this shelter because of the choices they made. Though they may fight me to the nail and tooth to deny it, it's the reality. Everybody, wherever they're at right now, it's because of the choices, good or bad, that you done made in your life. That's why you're where you're at. And you can fight and deny it, but it's the truth. So now when I look at people, rather than that like Messiah complex that love people and be nice to people, that urge that used to just overwhelm me at times, I'm just like, I look and I observe and I see, well, they made their own choices. So I still feel compassion, but I don't feel compelled to like, and no tears are coming out of my eyes. But though I have to admit, there's some people sometimes, and I don't know what reason, that I look at them and I just feel this overwhelming sense of sadness, loneliness, that even though I have like these shields up, that it pierces through and I feel it. And those people, then I will like send positive messages of love, enlightenment to them. But for the most part, I've developed this shield, and maybe because it's all the things I still choose to love all humanity, have no anger. Let me correct myself. I have no hatred, ill will towards any human being, no matter how vile, destructive the acts they perform be. I would say they deserve to go to prison for what they done, but I don't have no hatred or vile acts of retribution or revenge against them. Before I was going to say I have no anger, and that's a lie. I have a lot of anger sometimes when I think of people because of their destructive behaviors, right? Literally, I want to do a roundhouse kick and like slap them, right? But I'm not going to do it because I don't believe in violence. But there's that anger that still exists. But it's just anger at their actions, because who them hurting, besides hurting other human beings, they're hurting themselves the most. They're doing the most damage to themselves the most. So the anger is still there. So I won't lie. There's anger there, but most of the time I don't focus on it because I choose to focus on the positive. But every once in a while, anger will well up, and it's just at the actions, but there's that term from the Bible, like, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. Really, they really know not what they do. But there are some that know what they do and still persist in doing it. That's like, I want to do like a pop, pop. But, I don't believe in violence. But just to let you know, I do still feel those feelings of anger. But just frustration, but it's just at their inability to see how life really is. But what can I say? The majority of the world is like this. Am I going to get angry and frustrated? No, I ain't. But just to be real, every once in a while I will feel anger and frustration when I think about it. But I have no control over it. So that's what I wanted to say. This message is that, and it's kind of like I can hear like nobody's saying it, but in my mind it's like, lady, we don't care what you are feeling or thinking. Who are you? Why are you sharing this? It's as if us wanted to know what you're currently feeling or thinking, when we don't care, lady. We don't even know who you are. I know that's true, but there's just this desire in me to say it. So I guess I'm saying it to like my I'm gonna post this on my YouTube and TikTok. So I'm saying this to my like 6 subscribers. I met this young, beautiful young man at Stanford Hospital 2 days ago, and he became my sixth follower on YouTube. That beautiful, gentle soul. He does slam poetry, he writes poetry, he posts. I guess he's called the Veil of Shadows on TikTok. I'm not quite sure, but I think he's called Veil of Shadows. So look it up if you're interested. But that beautiful young man, he's my sixth follower of YouTube. So I guess I'm saying this. I hear it like in my mind, like, lady, we don't care what you say. Who are you? Who cares what you're going through? You're a nobody. And I have to say, hello, I'm a somebody. You are a somebody. Everybody is born a somebody. But I digress. My focus is so he's my sixth subscriber on YouTube. So I'm saying this for my six subscribers, even though they may not be interested. And I'm saying this, I think I have 129 or 28 followers on TikTok. Sometimes it amazes me, like it was 130, then I guess one of my subscribers or two like dropped me, and so like so I'll just say to my 100 subscribers on TikTok, I don't want to be shamed to go and there's like only 100 subscribers or even 90 or 80, but whatever, however number of TikTok subscribers I have, that's who I'm saying this message for. Is that for me personally, that's all that I'm focused on right now, loving myself. And the talk about the wealth and the opportunities coming, I don't really focus on that, because reality, I'm very logical, like, and if it's not going to come, am I going to be so sad and like, oh my God, I'm going to live this terrible life? No, I'm not going to be sad, because there comes that thing is I've always lived a life of prosperity and abundance. I have the 3 basics, and I know who I am, and I love myself, and I treat others the way I want to be treated. So hello, don't give me riches, don't give me opportunities, it's fine, but if it comes, hey, I'm up for it. So I just want to say I'm not focused on that, on opportunities, because we get focused thinking that prosperity, abundance, money, materialism, fame, blah, blah, blah. It ain't so. It's just knowing who you are, realizing that majority of us have basic prosperity and abundance. We always have food, we always have shelter, we always have warm clothing. Like, we're not running around nude there. That'd be imagine that, everybody running around nude, like those ladies with the big breasts, men with the big penises, men with the small penises, ladies with the small breasts, no breasts like me. Just imagine everybody's like, I know that's crazy, right? But anyway, you gotta have fun when you're being silly, or when you're being serious and whatever. And like, oh my God, I just saw like, ooh, eye mucus, I just removed it. It's on the tip of my finger. Grody. Yeah, I'm just that grody person. So don't come near me. But that's okay. Not many people approach me. But that's what I wanted to share with you, is that my focus now is just to be at 100%, realizing that every day I wake up, it's a blessing, it's a wonder, having my senses, knowing that I have the basic necessities, knowing that I've always lived a life of prosperity and abundance, knowing that no matter what happens to me, I will be wonderful and great. That's what I want to focus on, and continue treating people the way I've always treated people. But now I have to say I have a low tolerance for BS and falsity. So if I hear it, I choose to remove myself from that environment, because I have a low tolerance. Before, I allowed it to be in my whole life was BS, like living with people who were BSing in an environment that BS. But now, no, I choose not to. And in view of that, I released my family from my life. No interaction, no communication. I never said to them, I release you. It's just I did it made a decision in my mind, I did it. I still have my stuff at my brother Sonia's apartment, but I have no desire to touch it or go there. They can do whatever they want with that. I just choose not to. I'm kind of like hardcore evil. When I make a decision, I stick with it. I have no hatred towards my family. I love them, and I have no anger for their behavior. I loved every single bit of time I lived with them and indulged with all my family members. It was wonderful moments, whether they were real to me or not. It don't matter. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I don't regret it. I don't regret how they treated me, because everything that happened just made me who I am. If none of that happened, I wouldn't be who I am. So I have no hatred for my family. I just choose not to have any interaction, because I choose to live a life of truth and honesty, living, just being me, not anything special, just being me. And they choose other paths. And so our paths will not converge, and it's okay. I love them, wish them the best, but they walk their path, I walk my path. It's so much easier to just be by myself, which I know when I say this, it's hard for people because you're not in my situation. No children, no husband, no boyfriend, no lover, no blah, blah, blah. I know. It's easy for me because I'm single, but it's hard for people. So I don't say it's easy. And it's up to you, but I'm just saying that that's me at this my life. That's what I'm focused on, is just realizing how blessed and abundant my life has been. I'm at 90% that realization, and I want to work till 100%. So now I'm at 90%, and I just want to wake up and just like know all the blessings, and I've been living all this prosperity all my life. And all I need to do is just continue being me and treating people the way I want to be treated, and just moving through life. No matter what happens to me, good or bad, I'll be fine, because I know who I am. I love myself, and I know no matter what happens, all I need to do is be true to myself, to treat others as I want to be treated. I know for a fact that no matter what comes, high or low, big or good, happy or sad or destructive, I shall be 100% fine and content and happy, 'cause all I needed in this world is to know that I know who I am. I love myself. I know I'm beautiful. For myself, I don't need you to tell me I'm so. And you can say you're not beautiful. It don't matter. I know my value. My beauty is in knowing who I am, and that I don't need anyone else to know who I am. I'm beautiful. I know who I am. I treat others the way I want to be treated, and I shall continue doing so until the day I leave this existence. That's all I need. Not money, no wealth, nor acclaim, or riches, or houses, or chauffeurs, or cooks. Just knowing who I am. I'm beautiful. I'm wonderful. That's all that I needed. I love you all, and I wish one day you will realize that all you need in this life is to love yourself and know you are wonderful just the way you are. I love you, and hey, it's only 58.59. I'm gonna quit now. Have a fantastic day.